Wait a second. Okay, now you guys should be able to hear me. Okay. Okay, so we're back to streaming after a long time. I haven't streamed in a while. I think we only did it last month. That's it. Okay, so Bitcoin. What is gonna happen? Let's start the live streaming by doing the Bitcoin analysis first, I guess. Currently, we are in a head and shoulders pattern, something like that. Very odd head and a small little shoulder we're making, and that's, you can say, is the neckline for the head and shoulders. It could be an even bigger one like that. Yeah. Let's see what could happen. So, coming back to the lower structure in here, it's almost like a broadening wedge. It's doing something like that. Now, everyone's expecting it to bounce from here, so I do not think it would do, like, that would be too much off a expected move, and I don't think the market would do something like that. That would be too easy and money making for everyone. So I feel like just give a little bit of bounce, I hope, for everyone to go along there, and then just pull it to the downside to however low they might take. My best guess is obviously the support at almost around 48, 49k. That would be a confirm. We go to the downside, and then we'd see how much lower the market can take us, and that would make this like a falling flag, or a bit falling wedge that falls even further, and then we go to the upside and recover something like this, and that would make perfect sense on the weekly time frame, because then that would just be like a wick. This area just be like a wick, and it would look perfectly aligned, like the closing might be somewhere here, and it would just make a perfect structure. Those are my thoughts. Obviously, market can't do anything, but this is the best scenario that I could think of, because everyone's very like convinced that we are done, because we're making structure, and everyone's like making an ending structure at the fall, but I don't think they're gonna make it that easy to guess. almost clear to everything. And the stream is not lagging. Okay, and what other coins can we look at right now? Let's do maybe Ethereum, yeah. I have not been keeping up with Ethereum for quite a few years. Like, I was only active in Ethereum around here, and that is it. I think somewhere here they ended, like, the mining thing, and I just quit, like, Ethereum from that day. So I think I won't be able to provide you guys with TA, but we can do a rough one on the bigger time frame, and the weekly or the monthly. So all of this is one structure on Ethereum, and all of that is a different structure. This is in no way, shape, or form like a reflection to the structure. So here we want to start, like, their TA or their FA needs to start from this point at the very tippy top of, like, 21, the previous highest point. And that would give you a good frame. Because if you start counting or start your TA from there and that, the structure would not make sense to you. And that has completed one cycle, so that's a very good point to start. Not from here. People get confused that they need to start from the lower time frame, but that's not the case. Okay, so I feel like this is one structure, and we're in the ending phases of Ethereum, and it might do something like that, right, for quite a few years, or even like half a decade, and shot up randomly someday, making this W pattern. The vid has to see if it forms a head and shoulders or what's up. And that would make one structure. This would be one structure too. Anything after that would be a new cycle. And cycles don't need to be like equal to, or like equal to the last one. They can move like 2 years, and then 4 years, and then 1 year, and then 8 years, and they can do anything. So then it can, what would it be the word? Like, don't put the 4-year cycle, don't put charts into the 4-year cycle box just because it has been working. It's just not the right way. It seems to be pointing to the downside. I don't know if it's gonna do the whole candle to here, or it's gonna stay here, so here, and the next weekly goes down. It's something like a pattern like that. A pitchfork for now, and then moves to the downside. XRP is a nice one to look at. It's not almost the same thing. Like, all of that being one structure, and all of this being one. that's a new point, and now we continue from here. It can go like do something like that, and maybe then rise up. What were the other coins used to be famous? We can look at like petrol. Petrol's one good case. Very, very like in the market these days. Everyone seems to be trading oil, gold, and silver, and everything. Okay, so all of that seems to be one structure. New structure from there. Let me redraw it. One structure. And that being a totally new structure. We can do maybe something like that, or it can just go to the downside and do something like that. So while you need to wait and see what happens in this time frame. Holy, that's literally a decade. Okay. So either you take the biggest bet of your life on oil being literally worthless, or it going to the upside like crazy. That's a very, very long time frame. Holy. What about gold? What about gold? I think, oh, we do have gold. Prediction. Yep. We were thinking it to go down, and it did, but it took a long time. I remember, I think my last video was on gold. Or the second last, it has to be. Okay, it took a very, very long time, so that is one structure. Here to here. And then this is totally something different. I don't know what it's doing right now. I haven't kept up with gold that much. Let's look at silver. Okay, same predictions on silver. Took a long time to go up to match our target. It took a long time to come down, literally months, and I was predicting that stuff to happen in days. So that's so that is one structure. From this point to that point. Doesn't feel like one. I feel like it's been like very, very manipulated. Like it wasn't meant to do that. That is a bit strange. That this cannot be a good structure. Like it is one, but it isn't good. Yeah, because before that I was predicting it to do that. It didn't do that. That would have made it a perfect structure. It's doing it right now. That is crazy. I don't get it. You look at it some other day and it has like done something other than this. We did break below. It did break below. is one structure. That is one structure. That is one structure. Solely valid, but very odd. I don't like it. It didn't give the reaction I was expecting. Okay, something. And I think that is it for today's stream. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you like the technical analysis to make sure to point the mistakes I made or like chart that I track my trades on. Didn't do anything, was on vacations, coming back after a long time. And would be active in quarter 3. So that's it for today, and goodbye. Thank you very much.